Hi, my name is Elisabeth, and today we're going to be learning how to sew a pajama top. This is my own sewing pattern called Jeans Jammies. You can find it at the link below. A couple notes before you start cutting. You're going to have a piece for the front and for the back. It's up to you how you want to finish your seams. You can sew right sides together and then zigzag stitch over. You can use a serger. I like to use French seams because I think they're nice and pretty. If you do want to use French seams, I would suggest just adding a 1/4 inch to your shoulder and to your side seam. I'll insert a picture of how I did it on my paper pattern. Otherwise, a 1/4 seam allowance is included into the pattern piece. You'll have 3 strips for your ruffles. 2 of them are 6 inches wide and they go around the bottom. 1 of them is 4 inches wide and that goes around your neck. The neck ruffle is a little bit long, so if you want something more manageable, you can split this into a couple pieces. If you would like to add a little bit more frill or flounce, you can get some lace, some trim. You could use this instead of the ruffles if you wanted to, or you can add it on top. I'll show you how to add it to your ruffle, but I just would note that lace like this, I consider unruffled. I would add this before we actually do our gathering on our ruffle. Lace like this is already ruffled up, so you don't really need to add it before you do the ruffle. You can add it afterwards. For my fabric, I like to thrift a bed sheet. This is a 100% cotton sheet that I found for a couple bucks. I think it's nice to use the fabric we already have here. And if I'm thrifting a bed sheet, that means I have a lot of fabric to work with, which is great. It also makes it easy to get these nice long strips. If you are getting fabric by the yard, you'll probably need about 2.5 yards for this project. I think that's all we need to prep beforehand, so let's go sew. First, let's prep our ruffles. We're gonna fold them in half this way. Right sides are gonna be facing in, wrong sides out. We're just gonna stitch along this edge and leave the ends open. I have a Brother LX3817. On this machine, I'm gonna use the straight stitch number 7, and I'll have my tension about a 4. I'll be using a 1/4 inch seam allowance throughout this piece. Give or take, I kind of just use my foot as a guide. Now we have this tube like this. I'm gonna take my loop turner and flip this around. I have a love-hate relationship with my loop turner. Now the right side should be facing out. We're gonna press this flat really quick. Now we're looking like this. This is where you could add lace or trim that isn't already ruffled. So if I wanted something like this, I'd add it on top. I'll probably do this for the neck ruffle, but not the bottom one. So I'll show you both ways. There are 2 ways that I sew ruffles. One of them is probably a little bit more proper, more correct. The other one is faster. And if you have your own way of doing it, do that. But I'll show you my 2 ways. The first way, you're gonna sew a basting stitch along this top seam. A basting stitch or gathering stitch just means like a really long straight stitch. You don't backstitch on either end, so you just leave it open so that you can pull one of the threads and that will gather it for you. So I'm gonna leave my tension, but I'm gonna change my stitch length to a 10, and I'm just sewing a straight stitch. Don't backstitch. Also, pull out a little bit of a tail. Go all the way to the end, pull out a long tail, grab one of your threads, and then you're just gonna slowly and really carefully and delicately slide your gathers. You have a lot of control doing it this way, which is nice. Also, if you feel like there's too much tension and this might snap, you can sew another line right above or right underneath, so that way you have 2 threads to pull, and that kind of helps. Once you feel like you're at a good spot, you can kind of go through and even them out, and you can always measure it against your piece. So this is gonna be going along the bottom, so you can measure it and just make sure it'll be enough, which looks like it should be good. Then I'll take both strings and tie a little knot just so my ruffles don't slide. That's one way to ruffle. This next way to ruffle can cause a little bit of stress on your machine. So do this at your own risk. I am not responsible if anything happens, okay? Be careful. But this is my preferred way to ruffle because it's so much faster. You're gonna leave your long stitch length. You're gonna crank your tension as high as it will go. Pull out a little bit of a tail. Depending on how heavy or light your fabric is, this might function differently. Since this is double-sided, it might not ruffle as much as something that's a little bit lighter weight or just a single side. I don't backstitch so that I have an option to shuffle it around if I need to. And a lot of times it'll ruffle on its own. This I think is a little bit too thick that it won't ruffle on its own, so it needs a little boost. Now this is where things get a little dicey, okay? I hold on to my top thread here. Do we see that ruffle? Because we're holding onto this thread, it can stress out your machine a little bit, so just be really careful. It typically gets a pretty even and nice ruffle. The tighter you hold this top thread, the more ruffled it'll get. Just leave a nice long tail. Ta-da! And now you can scooch it if you need to. So that's the second way. Just please be so careful when doing that. Now, if you have a lace piece like this that's already ruffled, you can just go ahead, layer it on top and top stitch that down, and you're ready to go. If you have a piece like this that's not ruffled, I just pin it to the top of your piece and then use whatever ruffle method you want. This isn't super wide, so I'm not sure how much we'll actually see once we add this to the top. I'd probably use something that comes about halfway down or more, but we'll see how this goes. And this is how our neck ruffle turned out. So now we can start sewing together the top. The first thing I like to do is add the ruffles to the bottom. So I'm going to take my front piece, I have it right side facing up, and I'm going to take one of my bottom ruffles and I'm going to flip it up this way and pin or clip it. Just try to spread it out as smoothly as you can. And we're going to sew just above this stitch here, so that when you flip it open, it'll look like that. I'm going to put my stitch back to a 7 and my tension back to normal. Okay, so when that's done, it should flip out and look like this. You're welcome to top stitch or finish this however you would like. I just leave mine like this. I think it's fine. We're gonna repeat the same thing for the back piece. So now we have our 2 panels. If you end up with any excess ruffle, just go ahead and chop that off. We're gonna start at the shoulder seams. So with French seams, what you do is you sew the wrong sides together first and then the right sides together. So I'm gonna line these up, wrong sides facing each other, so right sides are out, and we're just gonna sew a straight stitch along the top. So I did that on both of our shoulders, and obviously our raw edges are out. You're gonna wanna trim pretty close. You just don't want them poking out on the other side. Open this up, fold over. Right sides are facing each other, and we'll fold that seam down, and we'll sew a straight stitch that'll encase that raw edge. So that when we flip it open like this, look how pretty and neat that is. And that's a French seam. So we'll do that to the other shoulder too. Shoulders are done. We're gonna move on to our armholes. Now you can finish this with bias tape if you'd like. I don't really like working with bias tape, so I have another way I do it. Basically, I just do a double folded hem, rolled hem, whatever you wanna call it. You're gonna fold it in just a tiny bit, sew that all the way around, and then we'll go back and fold it in again. This is our wrong side. Right side is down. I'm just gonna fold this over a tiny bit, do a couple of stitches, back stitch, and then while I'm sewing this, I just kind of tuck this edge and it'll naturally curve like that. And we're gonna sew all the way around like that. So it's gonna look like this. If you're getting a little bit of puckering, I would just turn your tension down a tiny bit. So now we're gonna go back to the start again and fold that over one more time and repeat that process. I really need a new manicure, but we're not gonna look at that. This is what our hem looks like now, so pretty. Now we're gonna do French seams down the sides. So same thing like the shoulders, right sides together first and then wrong sides. Try to match up your little ruffles at the bottom, and then you're gonna sew down here too. So it looks like this. Trim off any extra fabric, any extra ruffle. Once the extra is trimmed, flip that inside out, fold your seam over and sew that down. You do wanna make sure your armholes are lined up. Opening that up so we have a nice clean seam inside, and you'll repeat that process on the other side. And this is why you do want to trim your seam down, because I missed a little bit and now it's poking out, but that's okay. Now we have to finish our neckline. So we have our one long ruffle. Flip your top inside out. You're gonna put the right side of your ruffle facing down. Now if you don't have any lace or anything, it doesn't matter. We're gonna sew it like this all the way around. I like to start over on this side, and then we will eventually flip it up and over. This is the back and it's the wrong side up. I have my ruffle with the lace, so I'm gonna do the lace side down because that's my right side that I want out. I start this with my ruffle like this, and I will sew right here. And then once I get here, I kind of scooch it up and I sew all the way around. And then once I get around, I am sewing, and then I fold this over. This gets a little tricky because you're kind of sewing blind a little bit, but I try to line this up and sew a straight line. So then, and you flip it over and you have like nice clean ends. I hope that makes sense. Right side facing down, and then also my right side facing down. Put this over the edge a tiny bit. See how you can't really line up your foot? You just have to keep checking and making sure you're lining it up okay. We'll scooch the neckline and the ruffle so that they line up with each other like that, and keep going. And we'll sew like that all the way around the neckline. We are coming back around, so this is where we started. This is what the other side looks like. So see, it's right on the edge there. To help me visualize this next part, I do like to trim this off. So now I can see my neckline a little bit better. I'm gonna fold this over. I'm gonna pass this till I feel like I'm at a good overlap spot, and then I'm going to turn this ruffle off the edge, and I'm gonna imagine a straight line this way and just keep sewing this way. Now we check and make sure we caught everything. Looks like we did. I'm gonna trim off this extra ruffle on the edge here. So now we flip it over, it's a nice clean finish. We're gonna flip this whole thing the right way out. So now we're looking like this. We have these raw edges, right? What you're gonna do is flip this up, flip it over. You can see the inside a little bit here, so just roll that edge until you can't. This is why I said I should have used a little bit of a wider lace, because now when I top stitch that, you're probably not even gonna see it. That's okay. We're gonna start here, fold this over, and just roll it like that. So now we'll top stitch there. Honestly, I might even just tuck this lace in and just forget about it for now. Whoopsie, it's okay. Doing this too will encase the raw edge here. I could just leave it sticking straight up. That'd be fun. Roll it as far as you can without that inside popping up. Some of it might be a little thick, so just be careful and go slow. I'm just leaving this little lace out of the top stitch because if I fold it over, it'll be so itty bitty. And just like that, our top is done. I honestly love how this detailing turned out. I did not intend to do that at all, but it's adorable. Happy little accidents, as my man Bob Ross would say. There are so many variations you can make with this top, which I think is so fun, and it is so comfortable. So I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that it was helpful, and make sure to subscribe for more. Bye.